Hello everyone, my name is Adeleye, and today I want to talk to you about this. Let's get started. I've had the Fujifilm GFX 50S for several weeks now. I got it on loan from Fujifilm. Thank you, Fujifilm, for allowing me to check out the camera. I really appreciate what you guys are doing with photography and with medium format, making it affordable for photographers such as myself to get into the medium format. And one thing I like to do when I get a camera is, especially a new camera, when I'm trying to learn the controls and get used to that camera, I take the camera out to do some street photography. And I find street photography to be pretty challenging because you have to really work to get interesting photographs. And also, it's not stressful because you are not working for a client or anything. You're kind of shooting for yourself. So it's an opportunity to experiment, learn the controls, familiarize myself with the camera, and let's check out some of the work that I've done. One of the things I want to talk about is the controls. I like the DSLR type body design of this camera. It's very heavy. I think this is heavier than my D810 with the grip. This is a heavy camera setup, but it's got a really good grip. Nice good shutter button. I like the controls on it. A lot of the buttons on the body are you can program them to be just about whatever you want it to be. I like this, got the ISO and the shutter dial on the top of the camera. That makes it really easy to adjust these settings when shooting. You know, I don't have to go into the menus or anything. I can just, without bringing my eye up from the camera, I can change the camera settings on the fly without remove my eye from the viewfinder. One thing that I wish was different was, I wish the button right here on the back, I don't know if you can see this right here. This button here, I use the AF1 back button focus. I like to shoot that way, and I wish this button was a little more pronounced. I also wish the joystick button on the back of the camera was a little bit more pronounced. More like a bigger button, especially with the joystick. The thumbstick button that's on the back is to me, it's a little bit small. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but it's still very useful. It allows you to move the focus points around. Like I said, this is a very enjoyable camera to use. I took this out to do some street photography. I also took the time to do some portrait work with it, and I photographed some landscapes. I'll be showing those later in the video for everyone to check out. One of the things that I was interested in finding out was the sync speed on this is normally 1/125th of a second, and I wanted to see if I could shoot high-speed sync with this camera. So one of the things that I wanted to test out was whether or not I can shoot high-speed sync with this camera. So I paired up the GFX 50S with my Flashpoint 8400 Pro strobe, and needless to say, I was able to do high-speed sync. You know, that's something I wondered about with the camera. I know that the regular sync speed is 1/125th of a second if you're using something like Pocket Wizards, but I suspected that if I was using a strobe that was actually designed to work with a Fujifilm camera, that I would be able to overcome that limitation. And I was able to overcome it. One thing that I want to stress when you're using a mirrorless camera and you're shooting with strobes is that you have to turn off the live preview. Having a live preview on and trying to shoot with strobes, it can be very problematic. I myself do not like to do that. I like to be able to see through the viewfinder what I'm looking at. And the first few times that I used the mirrorless camera, I wasn't aware about turning off the live view when working with strobes, but you know, I've since figured that out. But that's something that you have to take in mind when using any mirrorless camera. Turn off that live preview when you're shooting strobes so you can see your subject, see what you're shooting at. One thing that I want to say is when you do turn off the live preview, it makes the experience of shooting with a mirrorless camera very similar to shooting with a DSLR. That's my opinion. There are some nice features that you get, like eye face auto detection and stuff like that. But overall, to me, the shoot experience that I found when I'm using a mirrorless camera is very much the same as a DSLR when I'm shooting with strobes, because I turn off the live preview. That's one of the main benefits of shooting a mirrorless camera, that you can see the exposure before you take the picture. But like I said, you gotta turn off that live preview if you want to shoot with strobes. You're taking a picture at f8, ISO 100, and you're trying to see a live preview of the subject you're photographing with strobes. When you look through the viewfinder, it's gonna be black, and you're gonna be wondering why you can't see your subject, and you're trying to focus or see your subject, and you're struggling figuring that out. That's the problem. Why? The next thing I want to speak about is overall, the quality of the images that this produces is very good. It blows away my D810. I'm very impressed with what I've been able to do with this camera. It's something that I would recommend to anyone that wants to shoot medium format, and I would recommend that you take and test out the 50S or test out the 50R if you like the rangefinder style body. Also, the 50R is a little bit is less expensive and it's lighter, but it's a rangefinder body. The grip is slightly different. If you really have the money, I would say go all out, get the Fujifilm GFX 100. That's the camera that I dream about. I wish I owned it. Shooting medium format allows you to set your work apart from your peers, and that's something that I think every photographer tries to strive to create their own voice with their photographs, to create their own brand that is distinctive from anyone else. And like anything, this camera is a tool and is only as good as you knowing how to operate it. So you got to take the time to learn the fundamentals of photography. I wouldn't recommend this just jumping straight into getting a medium format camera like this. I would definitely recommend, starting out with something maybe less expensive, less complicated. But like I said, if you want to take your camera and your photography work to the next level, Fujifilm definitely will take you there. They have the tools for you to create the magic. Again, I'm thankful to Fujifilm for allowing me to shoot with the camera. I really appreciate it. This is a great tool. This is something I'm looking forward to adding to my camera bag really soon. Take care. Check me out on Instagram at Adeleye.